Please listen carefully.
Hello, universe. Welcome to the Optimist Daily Update. I'm Summers Kristy.
And I'm Kristy Jansen, and we're part of the team behind the Optimist Daily, making solutions the news. We bring you reader-funded solutions news every day in order to change the tenor of news media, social media, and the direction of your day to help making one focus on solutions.
7 days a week, we publish positive news stories written by award-winning journalists and delivered online to your inbox and through our social channels. Also, we are sharing these solutions in a commute-worthy, walk-worthy, home office-worthy, thank God it's Monday-worthy podcast. Today is Monday, the 26th of April, 2021. You know, Kristy, we always wrap up Friday with TGIF, and I just this week, I want to start this week with, thank God it's Monday. Let's do this.
So that's an interesting thing why do we always go, oh, it's Mondays, I got a case of the Mondays, but it's true, Monday is a great day.
Yeah.
It's the start of a new, and we love our job, so why
Exactly.
not be excited to actually have to come to work on Monday?
Exactly. You know, what also kind of makes me excited to come to work today is I did work on my office over the weekend. I'll Instagram a picture, but I got the shelves kind of cozy, did a little art sort of display with all of my things and my knickknacks and all the stuff. My husband's like, don't put that everywhere else in the house. You have a whole office, just keep it there. And you know, I feel settled in my space, and I am still staring at our vision board. Kristy and I co-created vision boards a year and a half ago, right?
I know.
And mine right in the middle of it says the world in 2020. But I looked at it as I was working on my office, and I just recognized so much that we manifested from those vision boards, right? Like the future of work, the women create work of the future. I wrote Optimist Daily, tell your goals, we mean business, rising above the digital noise, positive workplace of the future, just keep going. Lady, we did it. The Optimist Daily is this machine of optimism and editorial integrity, and well done. I just want to congratulate you.
I have to admit, though, my husband teases me because on mine, he says you brought in the pandemic. Because on mine, one of the little pictures is a little kid dressed up in a beekeeping suit.
Uh-huh.
He's holding honey, but he looks a little bit like he's got a hazmat suit on.
He's a quarantined hazmat child. Yeah. That too, you know, the vision boarding, intention setting, all of these things can be really, really powerful. I don't think you and I together that afternoon in December brought on the pandemic.
Especially we to think we're in control of our environment. We're really not that in control of anything.
I mean, we did have some rosé that afternoon, but I don't think it was magic rosé. It was magic for you and me. And you know what? I just want everybody to have a really good week this week. There's a lot to look forward to. There's a lot to learn. And I know that for me, I've actually, this is going to sound crazy, Kristy, but I've turned on the news again. But certain channels, I know.
I'm trying to break my news addiction.
Right. So I talked this past weekend about spring cleaning your media diet. And you and I have talked about this so much, but I realized that what I had done was I had only listened to, watched, and read the Optimist Daily. I was finding that I wanted more sources, but I needed more positive, good news sources. Well, we have so many writers that we source from, that we learn from. And I actually love listening to economic news because I think there's so much optimism around the Green New Deal intentions and the changing energy economy and the jobs that are going to be created by this next wave of our future. So I actually turned on Reuters and I turned on Bloomberg and I listened to economic news because I'm even noticing a tone difference for those outlets that they're looking ahead in a positive way too. It just seems like the whole world right now is determined to look ahead in a positive way.
Yes, because spring has sprung and we're building back better. And, you know, hey, there's optimism.
Exactly.
And hope.
Exactly.
But we can't lose sight of the fact that there's still challenges. And that's why I want to talk about my story. Can I talk about mine first?
Yeah, I was going to say, so your story is fantastic in talking about how to build back better. And I love it. So you go.
I mean, so this year has been a real struggle for a lot of people on so many different levels. In one of those things, we're already in the middle of a housing crisis in this country, which is sort of California is always on the leading edge of a lot of different trends. And one of those trends is affordable housing. And with the economic downturns and a lot of people who were more in that vulnerable economic sector, losing their sources of income, losing their stability, there's been a lot of people who haven't been able to pay their rent. And there was some
Yeah.
rent forgiveness that has been extended through the different federal programs and state programs to keep people in their homes, because that is the goal. But as things start opening up again and those programs wind down, there's going to be a huge shock. And the fear is that there's like thousands of people who will actually be evicted or really lose their homes.
Yeah.
And so there are some areas that are trying to get ahead of that. And one of them is Santa Barbara. And I'm very proud that I'm living in Santa Barbara County. But the headline reads, Santa Barbara institutes the nation's first 100% rental assistance program. And last week, the county supervisors approved a program to offer 100% rental assistance. And what this means is that anybody who qualifies will, instead of just getting a max, like an upper cap of $6,000 or 80% of the amount owed, they could get up to 100% of rental assistance. Because families they're continuing to struggle financially during the pandemic. There's different solutions that we've highlighted, like mandatory mediations between landlords and renters, legal assistance services that are trying to keep people from actually being evicted and being on the streets. And we've already really got a huge homelessness problem here, or unsheltered problem. And a lot of that is from people who actually, they're working. It's not like, we're not talking about the very edges, although there is that, but people who are just, it's really hard to afford housing in Santa Barbara County because it's crazy how expensive things are. I mean, even most of California, especially coastal California, you move to Texas because it's really hard to buy a house in California. So this program is being set up in conjunction with the local United Way, which has really been active in helping the unsheltered get housed. There's other great programs in Santa Barbara where there's safe parking places where people who are living in their cars can have a place they can land. During COVID, a lot of the local hotels became residences for people, and the county was helping to offer assistance there. So this is a program which is going to be distributed on a first come, first served basis. Applications can be made online or by calling the Santa Barbara Rental Property Owners Association. And hopefully this will be a program that other communities can look to and, use as an inspiration to keep people in their homes. Because the wave of evictions when the state moratorium ends, which ends on June 30th, that is something that our leaders don't want to have to deal with. That
it may be disastrous.
The best solution, and it's going to be all over the country, but the best solution is to figure out a way to keep people in their homes, but help the landlords also, because the landlords can't continue to float people. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out, but I'm glad that our county is thinking about this.
It's fascinating because one of the reasons my family actually left California was the affordability issue, right? The home that we were able to purchase here, where we live in Austin, Texas, versus what we were able to afford in California, allows for our family to be comfortable. The housing price alone in California for a home to house 5 people, we couldn't afford a house. Like we simply couldn't afford a house that would work for our family. California is an incredibly abundant economy. It is a very, very powerful state in this nation. And it is a state that also has a lot of challenges. And one of the challenges that comes with being such a abundant economy with such fantastic natural resources and unbelievable weather is that affordability is really, really challenged. And so I think that shifting of how we see people living, how we build our homes, how we work together as communities is really essential. So while this financial bailout, financial assistance, right, is just one step in a more holistic solution to solving California's affordability crisis and other places in this country that also have them. One of those steps in solution
keeping roofs over
exactly and keeping roofs over our heads is rethinking construction and increasing sustainability and recyclability and circularity in construction. So recycling asphalt shingles is now possible thanks to this roofing giant is my headline for this Optimist Daily update. Shingles are affordable, easy to install. They are most popular roofing material in the United States, covering more than 75% of the country's roofs. However, 12 to 15 years after they have been installed, these shingles all must be replaced. And they contribute to more than 11 million tons of asphalt weight every year, all of which largely ends up in landfills and takes centuries to decompose. So if you think about your shingles, your roof from 100 years ago is sitting in a landfill somewhere next to baby diapers. Now, a North American roof maker, the largest in the United States, GAF or GAF, has come up with a patented recycling solution that turns wasted asphalt into new shingles for roofs, paving the way for circular roofing systems that the company aims to integrate with its entire product line. Now, you guys hear me talk all the time about the wind turbine industry and me shouting at wind turbine makers to figure out how to make their turbines recyclable and sustainable. And this is why, because it creates more opportunity and it also brings down the cost of production.
Right.
So
and I really like, again, the idea of finding ways to recycle and reuse and not just keep things in the waste stream, but rather find the value in that waste. That's the technology and the investment in the circular economy. Is part of that is finding new technological advances in the recycling part of things.
Exactly.
What I'd love to see with roofing is to make it more common for like solar roofs to be built in. And so that the roof
the integration
of
getting GAF and Solar City to come together with a recyclable shingle roof.
And
then
they
we're
do have
really heading in the right direction.
That'd be amazing. Yeah, because I'm looking at. I would like to get solar on my house, but we don't have a very good roof for it. So,
or our home, we have really intense pitches on our roof, so it's going to be challenging. But we are looking into it as well, and we are looking for solar not to power our entire house, but power certain functionalities of our house.
So you have sort of that
so
resiliency.
that
The critical systems can be still active.
Okay, well, Kristy, it's Monday and we gotta go.
And we have to run.
We have another meeting. We're going on too long. Everybody, Monday. Yay, hooray for Monday. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the Optimist Daily Update. You know the drill. We promise to continue to cover current events with accuracy, legitimate sources, and offer you the information needed most to chart new paths for all of us. And if you didn't over the weekend and you haven't already, go ahead and become an emissary on the OptimistDaily.com for $5 a month. Support reader-funded independent journalism. Let's keep the Optimist Daily free to all who need it, supported by those who can. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kristy. Thank you, Amelia. Let's have a great week.
Yay.